Welcome back again. You're still watching us here on The Daily Debate. I'm very much delighted to have joining me in the studio engineer Haitham Kafrawy, teaching assistant of structure analysis. Thank you for joining us. Happy Ramadan.
Thank you so much.
Of course, whenever we want to talk about the developments in Egypt, I know you're always the best candidate to speak on that.
Thank you so much.
Because you're very well aware of what exactly is happening, even if it's not in terms of numbers, Haitham, but the fact that you're on the ground so you can actually see how things are being concretely happening on the ground. Yeah. Now we've been reflecting through our report that the past 6 years Egypt has spent 1.7 trillion Egyptian pounds on these projects, more. Now that seems as a huge shocking number, but come and look at what has actually been implemented on the ground. Seems that this money is much more less than what should have been spent, right?
Yes.
So tell us more about how you see this budget being spent today and where we stand today.
I'm still seeing that we have more to do, because I think we are in a race. The race, it's not the race that we are racing another country or debating with other people. We're racing ourselves. We are the pharaohs, we are Egypt, we are the greatest civilization in the whole world. This, the prosperity that we used to live in, it's not the way that we should live now. We have the potential, we have the human resources. So any planner, any leader, when he sits on the chair and sees the potential that these people have, he should think that way. And this is what the political leadership did. They put the plan for 30 years, a strategy for 30 years, and an aim. We need to reach it. Money, we are going to provide money. We have the secret of success. What is the secret of success? People, human resources. We know how to use them. We know how to put them. We need the expertise. So we're going to ask for the Egyptian expertise outside of Egypt to come back to Egypt to teach the other people how to do this new things. This is why I remember the first time we decided to start the first project, the head project of all these projects, the new canal. And the president said that we need to finish the canal in just one year. And all the people said, okay, there's no problem. We can get another companies from outside, foreign companies, and they can do this project in just 1 year. He said, I want the Egyptian companies, I want the Egyptian people, I want the human resources here in Egypt to work.
And Egyptian money, I believe, everybody went and paid and contributed to this.
And this was, I have this question everybody used, and they are still asking me, from where do we have this money? We are very rich to spend $1.8 billion on only infrastructures. No, it's just about the planning. It's just about the strategy.
And no corruption, of course, mind you, because corruption had, in previous regimes, made a big role.
It decreases. We have to stand practically on the ground. The corruption now in Egypt is very, very low, but we cannot say that it is eliminated.
There isn't any country around the world that has no percentage of corruption, even the most developed ones.
The secret is, now we have the aim. When you do have the aim, you won't think of anything. You won't think even for yourself. The personal sake is now disappearing. Now you are thinking only about your social sake. Everybody now is thinking how we are going to live, not how I'm going to live. Because now we are more patriotic. I said this before. People now are starting to love their countries, to trust in their leaders. And this was a thing that we missed. I think that we lost all the way.
I think we haven't had this feeling since the October War. That was maybe the last time that there was a lot of unity in terms of, and I believe yet women at that part also back then were contributing and selling off their golds and their belongings to help.
Yes, this is true. The thing is that I remember a wise man once said, you want success? Okay, you have to believe in two things. What is believe? The belief is that you have to accept for all the time, for a very long time. So you have to accept your position. You have to admit that you're wrong. You have to admit that you have to choose the right way, the right path. After this, you're going to take the right path, and you are going to go very, very fast. This is what happened. So the president said, the presidential leadership said, the political leadership planned that every single expertise should be in his place. So women, we are going to make a plan for them to be a part in this society. Not anymore that we're going to stay at home. We need them. And for youth, we're going to teach them. They're going to sit on our chairs when they speak. When you are at their shoes, they're not going to throw all this work away. So.
And they're going to feel more patriotic, as you correctly said, when they are contributing and taking part in this development process.
That you are part. This is why we love our home.
You trust them as well,
because
so that
you
gives them boost.
participate in every single thing in your home. This is why you feel home. The main thing happened here in Egypt. Nowadays, you feel that you are participating in every single decision the political leadership taking. So when you do this, you feel that this is my place.
Not only that, pardon me, but also the construction and the infrastructure that's been happening is just amazing, and you're using it. So you actually get to see this service and these amounts of money being used in front of your eyes, and you're actually making benefit of them. Let me here talk about something, and it's very important to talk about the pandemic, actually,
Yes.
Engineer Haitham, because despite the fact that the whole entire world went on stalemate concerning their economic progress, Egypt still continued in a stable position. And the infrastructure and construction still continued despite the pandemic.
Yes.
And from a very pure, deep economic perspective, that's the equation of why Egypt was stable, because work didn't stop, not even for a minute. From here, how do you see this being a boost to the workers? Because at the end of the day, if they don't work, they won't get paid. But at the same time, we know that the president's very strict with deadlines. And very tight budget. So you do have a responsibility you need to meet as well, despite the fact of any emergency that would happen, unless you die. But I mean, other than that, you would have to. Yeah, even if you die, somebody else is going to come and do it. So that's the thing. You have a target. You're going to do. You're going to reach it. You're going to reach it. With or without you, we're going to reach it. So tell us about, because this is a new format that Egyptians are not acquainted to.
Yes. The first part of the question was the pandemic. Why did we pass through this pandemic without feeling the aggression of this pandemic eating our profits and taking all the disadvantages of the pandemic on the society? The answer is that we didn't stop planning, and we stick to our plans, and we didn't stop working. Above all, we didn't stop believing that we can do it.
And with precautionary measures, of course.
Vice versa, the whole world, the president said, okay, we have a pandemic, of course, the due dates are not on the 30th of June, it's going to be the 30th of March.
So it's just a push for a couple of months?
No, it's just a 30th of March, backwards.
Oh, backwards. Oh, all right. I thought that there was a blessing of going,
So he's just giving us the message that we're not going to stop work, ladies and gentlemen. You have to work more because you have time. What do you need? You need resources. I'm going to provide all the resources you need. You need expertise. I'm going to provide all the expertise.
And then there's extra working shifts as well to consider the precautionary measures.
The thing is that you sleep one day, you wake up, you found a new bridge.
When you said you sleep, I was going to tell you, do you really sleep? Because I question that. Do you really sleep? Yes, that's true. That is true. You know, to an extent, pardon me, I don't want to go into details of names of companies, but to an extent that if I would pass through a street and I see that this street has to be paved, and I pass like for a week, 2 and 3, and it's not paved, I say to myself, why is it taking this long? We can build, they're building a bridge on the other side in 3 weeks. So this is the challenge where you start to notice that it can be done, but it's just not being done by others by their own free will.
Now we're changing codes. We are changing codes of construction. We're changing codes of everybody in the construction field. You can hear this all the way, that, okay, when are we going to take a normal project that we're going to finish in a normal time?
What is a normal time?
Nowadays, we don't say this word anymore. We just say, okay, when is the due date?
Yes.
It's on X. Okay, I have to submit it at X. No way. No tiredness.
Yes.
You have to put all the resources that you have, all the planning that you have, and you will find you found yourself in a place after achieving it that you are willing to do more and more, much better.
Up until 2 years back, because we're reflecting here 6 years of progress and budget in different domains. Up until 2 years back, a lot of people were very critical on, well, why is all this budget going on construction and infrastructure? We don't need it at the moment.
Yes,
but now
I hear
that you're
this all the
seeing
time.
how it was not about infrastructure, you're changing the face of Egypt.
Not only
These
this.
roads and bridges have literally changed the face of Egypt, and it has made life much more easier for people, and they're being more productive, mind you, as well, because if you're going to take 30 minutes to arrive to your destination and start working, it's not going to eat much of your energy as if it was going to take you 3 or 4 hours to get to this destination.
It's not only this.
So that's the irony of that. The mentality of the Egyptian, the culture of Egyptians have changed. With
Yes,
this
of
change
course.
as well. How is that also equation being formatted? Because it's always very interesting to see the comparison here.
The thing is, I would like to add to your opinion, which is very, very respectable and very, very right. The opinion of the GMP and the GDP. The thing is, I pay money because I need more. I need to put my profit more. So, upon all the studies, you can find that the construction field is 60% of the GDP of any country.
Of course, yes.
So we are in a crisis, any country in a crisis. So what they should do, we'd like to increase the employment rate. Okay, open a new project, a construction project. So you find at least 2,000 people are working at this project. So you're giving them wages, you're giving them money. So the money flow, the cash flow, is always stable, and you're always taking profit. The otherwise here in Egypt is the security aspect. So the first one is the economical aspect. The second one is the security aspect. So when you start to put the new roads, the new bridges, the new, as you said, you're going to work in half an hour, more than 3-4 hours. Of course, this is true, but now you're making it on the highest security levels to reduce what people that not Egyptian used to do at the streets. Used to put bombs at the streets. Used to make you feel that this is not safe. We're not going to take the downtown road. Why? Because they always put things at there. Now we are on the highest level of security because this is an aspect of design. So you add it to the new roads, you add it to the new bridges, you add it to the new construction fields. Things are going to change. And the other aspect of security, more than this security of you being an Egyptian, the security of the country itself, the shape of the country in front of the whole world.
Yes. Engineer Haitham, because maybe you're seeing here on the other box, the president is always very keen to go and himself follow up on every single aspect of the projects. I mean, on weekends, mornings, every day, 24/7. And because you're very much acquainted with working in projects, how does it make you feel as people, part of the team in contributing in this, to actually feel like I am being, it's not monitoring or observing as much as it is being praised and how can I put this? Being praised and being appreciated for the fact that not only will you do it, but you have to do it right, because at any moment the president will be on top of your head to make sure that you're there doing your work.
This aspect all the time.
And we don't see that in any other country, not even in developed countries. Haitham, I have to be very honest about this.
Yes, this is true. I saw the president, His Excellency, 3 times in 1 week. in
Then
three
you're lucky.
different projects.
You're
Of course,
lucky,
I'm
are
very
you?
lucky.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Or maybe you're running all the projects, and,
No,
and that's
no.
why you're not
This is not
sleeping.
really-
So that's another thing. But that's the thing. So and you have no idea that he's going to show up.
no idea. I just you woke up and you found a very strange car just.
Well, lucky you've been at
crashing
your side
into-
doing your work,
Of
Haitham.
course,
Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here
Yes,
in this
this is
interview
true.
this
I'm
evening.
sitting home.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why am I saying is that? It's because it's not just the leadership in terms of giving directions and instructions, but also being very keen to ensure that it's being done and being very close to the people to give them this sort of confidence, that it
respect.
does. Yeah, respect and confidence. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Respect and confidence.
This is the main thing. The
Yeah.
president would like the people who work to feel appreciated. This is the key of them. They're going to do much better because now they would like to submit the things by themselves to the president because they would like to hear, good job, you did well. This is respect, a man respecting a man respecting and appreciating
Plus,
the job.
we're talking about a leader here who also understands what's going on.
Yes.
So he doesn't have to get a minister who's responsible for this project to actually sit and explain to him. He knows exactly every single brick that's being built. He knows every single meter that's being used.
Yes,
So you're talking to someone who very much understands your language when it comes to...
Of course, to the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
He's an engineer with engineers. He's an officer with officers. He's a worker with the workers. He can speak their languages. And he knows the suffering that they are
Mentality,
suffering and the
yes.
mentality and the mindset. And he's changing it, by the way. I'm speaking, this is the first time to speak about the president by his personality. But this is very important. We can see it on the TV.
Yes, we can.
He's appreciating, he's thanking people. He's saying that we know that we are going through things that are very rough on all of us.
But we're being productive, and maybe that's the fruitfulness of
a great job. You're going to change this for your kids, for the other generations. You're going to take it to all new levels. Another new level. You're going to live another way of prosperity.
Yes.
He doesn't think even for himself. He doesn't think that I'm going to be the president, I'm the leader of the... No. It's just... You walk into the site, you just find a strange car just coming inside, and oh, here is the president. Oh my God.
Well, if you're not doing your job, then it's oh my God, really.
Yeah,
but
the
yeah.
thing is, he just walk into the site, and he says, "Good job, you're looking good." Next day, the people are working 180%.
Appreciation, respect, I believe, is always what an employee would want to be granted more than the financial part of it. There's the spiritual part of it. Speaking of putting Egypt on another level, we're going to talk more about the beautifulness of the new administrative capital and how much progress has been done there. We're going to be talking about digitalization and going into the IT sector as well, and that being upgraded. But allows Engineer Haitham to go to the second report, because President Assisi also inspected the new administrative capital.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi undertook an inspection tour of the new administrative capital on Monday morning to follow up on the latest developments at several neighborhoods and facilities. He inspected the Egyptian Cultural Center, which is surrounded by the Great Mosque of Egypt, which, with its capacity to reach 107,000 worshippers, is one of the largest mosques in the world. The mosque features minarets of 140 meters in height, as well as a group of huge halls for celebrations and events, and where memorizing the Quran can take place. It also includes a parking lot and a multi-story garage with a total capacity for 3,000 cars. He inspected the new Parliament building as well, the largest in the Middle East, with a main hall that can accommodate as many as 1,000 individuals. Its enormous size means that it is 3 times the size of the current Parliament building in Cairo. The building includes a civil registry, listening rooms, media and information centers, as well as a training center, in addition to green spaces. The main hall is surmounted by a central dome, which is one of the largest constructed in the world. The President went on to inspect the various governmental buildings that are being constructed at the new administrative capital, such as the Cabinet. He was briefed on the People's Square, which has the highest and largest flagpoles in the world, as well as a monument which was designed with a pharaonic character. That makes use of columns and decorations in two parts, featuring a circular shape. The administrative capital represents Egypt as a modern state.
Welcome back again. You're still watching us on The Daily Debate. I'm still joined in the studio here with Engineer Haitham Al-Kafrawy, Teaching Assistant of Structure Analysis. Engineer Haitham, as we've seen in the report, also the President is always cautiously and constantly going to the new administrative capital,
yes, of course,
per se.
Yes.
We do know, everybody's talking about the new administrative capital, Haitham, but what it's really going to mean and how will that change the face of Egypt is what a lot of people don't understand. So today, now that there have been a large percentage of projects that are
Yes,
already
yes, yes.
done, ready to be inaugurated, and ministries and embassies
It's
all
running
set
now
to,
on most of
to
them,
move.
most of
Tell us, what is the current status there now?
I believe that this is the new kick for Egypt. The thing is, because of the new administrative capital, you have what do we say? The back desert of the new administrative capital is till Sinai.
Oh.
This is the first. If you see the map, you will find that the new administrative capital is very near to the canal. So after this, you have only maybe 40 minutes to the new tunnels, and you find out at the other side the new industrial area. And after the new industrial area,
So it's interconnected.
you found 3 under construction towns and cities, million cities, are under construction for the people in Sinai.
Interesting.
So it's a whole line. This is why we believe now in city planning. The thing is, it's a small line. You just take it. You will find out that the administration or the political leadership are working in parallel. So the administrative capital, after this, the back desert of it is going to be changed, because the administrative capital is going to emerge through these areas until it works to start connecting, not till the tunnel. This is fine. Okay, there's no problem. What about the other side?
Yes, they
It's
have to be
working
ready
the
as
same
well.
way and
Yes.
the other direction.
But that's the beauty of it, that Egypt is working parallel on all directions and not just waiting to do one by one sort of
Yes.
thing.
We have
As
no
you said,
choice.
because when you want to change the face of something and rise up, you need to rise up on all perspective. Not
Yes.
only that, but there's meanwhile still renovations going downtown, for instance, congested areas that are already
No, it
overloaded
started
with population. Yeah, you're emptying them out,
yes.
you're working on it. The urban areas as well,
Yes.
the renovation of the villages. So we're talking about parallel different perspectives and projects run at the same time.
Yes.
But let's go back again and dive into the administrative capital, because that would be the heart of Cairo, of Egypt, I
Egypt, yes.
believe. We're talking about ministries and embassies and the parliament and just basically everything moving there. But it's not relocating as much as that is going with digitalization and
Yes.
the use of technology. How important is that to
New
Egypt today?
technological era. That we can
I believe there's a huge technological center there
Of
as
course,
well,
of
and that's
course.
connecting everything to do with Egypt.
It's facilitating the way that you're going to take the decision. The thing is, if you would like to reach the most optimum, and I'm choosing the word optimum, decision, you have to start studying. You have to search with a scientific theory. So what happening in the administrative capital is that they are facilitating the way that you would like to take the decision. You would like to take the decision, okay, there's no problem. All the things that you need to study is in your hands. You would like to make a research, a scientific research to take your decision, okay, it's all connected. So when you open a file and you need the information you need from the Ministry of...
The database is being connected.
Yes, X. So it's connected on a database, and you're going to take the information that you need, and you're going to be revised by the other ministry, and you would like to take the decision now, and you would like to try it on a visual model, and you would like to know what is going to happen statistically. Okay, we're going to reach all this in just 1 hour. So rather than taking one decision in 1 week, you're going to take 6 decisions.
You're very optimistic in 1 week.
Yes.
And always it would take more than 1 week because you'll have to go back and forth.
You are increasing the decisions that you should take because you're decreasing the time of studying that you are taking
Of course.
to optimize your decision and your choice.
That's perfect. That's
So
perfect.
this is why they choose to interpolate and integrate all the aspects of the decision making.
Apart from that, Prime Minister Dr. Madbouli also did announce that Egypt will be building 24th generation cities with a total of an area of 580,000 fadans. How is that going to be also contributing, Haitham, to the developmental vision in Egypt?
Yes, because he's integrating the all, like, as I said before, he's searching. Okay, just take a step back. Professor Madbouli is an engineer. He knows, he's a city planning engineer. He knows how to choose, he knows how to, before he was the Minister of Housing, and he's integrating all the idea. He's now in the 6th level. He worked it from 6 years before when he was at the Ministry of Housing, before being the Prime Minister.
So he's very well digestive to the whole process and the places.
He's taking it step by step, stage by stage, until he's reaching the maximum levels. He's reaching the aim that he wants, the aim that he needs, the aim that the Swiss society needs. So he started it all the way by saying that I'm going to invest in the desert. And it was a shock for most of the people. And then the president approved the file. And then we started the administrative capital. People started saying, okay, this is the new Fankush. And
it's so funny when they say you have a house, but you're all living just in one room, basically, because, I mean, we're all congested in one area, but the land's quite very huge that could fit for others. It's just coming out of your comfort zone, I believe, is the culture.
But the thing is, this is what I said at the very beginning. You would like to have all the aspects of success, you have to stop believing.
Yes, of course.
We didn't stop believing at the very beginning because we say, okay.
Or going out of the comfort zone, as I said.
Oh my God, the administrative capital is done. Really? Because now we're going to start to believe. So at just 1 year after this, all the directions of the construction
Maybe because, pardon me for interrupting
changes.
you there, but because when talking about an era right before the president came, when they would speak about new cities, it would just bring to their mind, for instance, New Cairo. New Cairo was a boom at back then, but not to mention that it was not constructed well at all.
Let me say
we're suffering from that.
But
that's the thing. They didn't know that, no, you're talking not just moving or starting a new elite area.
Yes.
You're more of...
It's not about the elite areas.
Starting
I would like to say something about the New Cairo project. The thing is, I don't like to criticize something before, but when
please do, because we live there, so I know exactly what's happening.
No, I'm not going to criticize the place. I'm going to criticize the decision, because this is what I'm expert in. When you hear the people that were planning the city, you will find that it was made by chance. Okay, they were planning it to be when they started planning the ring road. The Ministry of Housing said, okay, we're going to change and we're going to solve the unplanned cities to be planned cities outside of the ring road, and the ring road is going to be inside.
we were an area that came by coincidence.
So they changed it to the first, second, third, and fourth and fifth settlement.
Yes, that's true.
So what happened is the first and the fifth, the only first and the fifth are now are settled. But what happened at the new administrative capital? We planned it in every single aspect. Even from the bolt that you set in the steel structures to the concrete and to the finishing of the ministries and to the finishing of the floors, all of this was planned. So there's, even the risk is calculated. The cost is calculated.
That's very interesting. I mean, Engineer
Huge
Haitham, because
difference.
we just have 3 minutes to go, unfortunately, time flew so fast. So if I were to finally ask you, I mean, you're a rising star in your field now, and you've definitely gained a lot of experience, and I'm sure you still would want to gain more and more. But the thing is that if I would ask you as a person who's in a younger generation to comparison to your colleagues or people you're working with, what kind of vision do you have for the future of Egypt, especially when we're talking about the 2030 agenda, for instance?
Yes.
How far are we from reaching its criteria?
Let me speak by numbers, because I'd like to speak by numbers when we... The 2030s strategies are maybe 5 or 6 files, main files. The other files are temporary files. The first file was the new administrative capital to change and to solve the problem of the people crowded in Egypt. So did we solve this file? Yes. With how percent? 90%. Okay, the second file, security. Did we solve this problem? Yes, 100%. The third file, the roads and the re-innovation of the old places and
Making
marketing for the old monuments. We did this file? Yes. Sustainability, the main file. Youth, women empowerment. Okay, these 6 files, these 6 main files. With what percent that we really did now at 2021, we can more than 50%. I guess before 2030 we're going to reach the aim of the 2030, maybe 2025. And I guess we're going to have a new aim and a new target that we're going to finish in 2030. And we're going to have a new strategy planning from 2025 to the 30. A new strategy is going to emerge for the 2050.
What is required from the younger generations at this stage, and how further can they contribute to this development process and be beneficial in the near future?
I guess that
what's needed? What's still missing? The training, the more experience? What is still missing?
Yes, of course, this is very important. But the thing is, the main thing is that they need to believe in the leaders, in the leaders and the leadership. This is the first thing. The second thing, they have to work for themselves. They have to work to feel self-esteem. It's not about money. The thing, to be very honest, it's not only about money. It's just about to feel yourself esteemed, to satisfy your needs. So, what I would like to say for my colleagues and my brothers and sisters, that you should think of yourself in the next 10 years, what you're going to gain, what you're going to earn.
So you're basically advising them to have a further vision for the future.
You have to plan for yourself. You have to put a plan.
Which is something, again, unlike the culture of Egyptians. We don't usually like to plan ahead, right?
Now
I mean, even if it's for a trip, I'm telling my friends, for instance, out of topic for a 2-month trip, it's too early to plan for it. So we don't have this irony of future planning with this side of concept, but we don't know if we're going to live tomorrow. You know, that sort of concept.
I can bet you that mindset is going to change.
I hope so.
The mindsets are going to change.
I hope so.
Yes.
Well, good luck with that. We do know that you guys are very busy preparing for a lot of inaugurations coming up that were postponed. Yes, well, good luck with that. It's always a pleasure having you here joining me this evening. Engineer
a great pleasure, always.
Haitham Kafrawy, teaching assistant of structure analysis. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. And that brings us to the end of our episode of the Daily Debate. Thank you for watching.